everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips and I've missed you. I've missed getting to post videos all the time, on a regular basis at least, but I'm back. I'm back for at least a little while. So it is currently Monday, February 2nd, and I am supposed to get my line edits this week from my editor. I'm very excited. I was supposed to get them a little earlier, but she got sick, and so we had to push the date a little bit, which is fine. But I'm very excited to get them and just like review everything and then dive back into another round of revisions for old Rogue's Guide. I have been keeping busy the last several weeks on secret things I can't tell you about yet. I have been vlogging though. I have 3 full vlogs ready to roll as soon as I'm giving the green flag on things. So that'll hopefully be coming. I have no idea, honestly. I don't want to say anything about time-wise, but they're in the bank. And as soon as I can release them, I will. That's all to come. But for this week and the next several weeks, I'm going to be working on line edits for Rogue's Guide. So if you are new around here, you might not know this, but last year in 2025, I took all 3 of the line editing classes offered through the EFA, the Editor Freelancers Association. They were great classes. I feel like I have a very solid understanding of what line editing is. However, I'm not like 100% sure what exactly I'm gonna get back from my editor. So line edits, in case you're unfamiliar, there's like different levels of editing. Okay, you've got developmental editing, you have line editing, and then you have copy editing. Developmental editing, as the title suggests, looks at the overall story. You know, do the plot points make sense? Is there a subplot that needs to be further developed? Are the character arcs satisfying? You know, you're looking at that kind of big picture stuff. So they're going to say things like, hey, you have this really cool reveal in chapter 20, but it's not really set up very well. We need to add some clues in previous chapters to set it up, like that kind of thing. So that's a developmental edit. Copy editing is, I think, what most people think of when they think of editing, which is the nitty-gritty grammar, making sure things are capitalized properly. If you have the title of a magazine in your book, you need to make sure it's italicized or whatever you do for magazine titles. I don't even know. All the comma rules, all the kind of paragraph and punctuation rules, that's all copy editing. Line editing is this weird sort of middle ground between those two. Line editing is meant to enhance and clarify the writing so that not only does your author voice shine through, but the writing is also clear for readers to understand it. So if there's some sort of like awkwardly worded phrase or sentence, an editor might point that out. If you have a lot of filter or filler words like just and that, we all have our various crutch words. Those kinds of things will be cleaned up at this stage. I have already done my own line edit of this book way back, oh my gosh, almost like a year ago. Honestly, it was right before I started querying. That was like my final sort of major pass through of the book, was a line edit as best as I could do. And so now I get to see like a professional line edit of my work. But the thing here is I'm not entirely sure if it's just going to be a line edit or if there's going to potentially be a little bit of developmental editing kind of thrown into things. So I'm in a Discord group for other 2027 debut authors, and I've seen people who have gotten back their line edit, and there are line edits in it, but sometimes the editor has thrown in like more suggestions or things to change that are really more in the dev edit kind of category, and so then it's a different kind of revision than just a straight line edit. So my editor has not said anything in terms of what to expect necessarily. She's just said this is a line edit, so we will see very soon what exactly I get back from her, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to dive in and fix things up. I'm really excited to see, like, you know, like I said, we all have our crutch words or crutch phrases or ways of structuring sentences that we really like, and we do it a lot, and that's not a bad thing necessarily, but if you do it too much, then it just ends up sounding repetitive. So I'm really curious to see if there's anything in my work that she picks up on that I need to be aware of. so that it doesn't sound repetitive or too samey, like, you know, throughout the different pages. So I'm really excited, honestly, just to learn. I feel like that's one of my major goals in this whole publishing process is learn. I want to learn more about the writing craft and about how to make my writing better. And this is the, you know, this is where I can do that. Oh, and the other thing here is this will be another new experience for me in certain ways. I do have a little bit of a time crunchy kind of deadline coming up. So there's a really important aspect of, I think, pretty much every trad pub contract, and that is the delivery and acceptance date. So as you go through the book writing process and the editing and the revision process and all the things, you get the book to a point where you've finished the developmental edits, you've finished the line edits, and at that point, when I'm done with these line edits, I'm going to send it back to my editor one more time. I assume she's going to read through the whole thing again and like check what I've changed and what I've done and how I've taken her suggestions. If she is then happy with the book, she is going to give it her official stamp of approval, and then it goes to copy edits. That stamp of approval is the acceptance part of the delivery and acceptance. And for a lot of authors, this is an important stage because you get another little chunk of your advance once you get that stamp of approval. So if I complete these line edits, get them back to her, she reviews them, thinks it looks good, and she stamps it off for approval. That's like a big step in the process. I'm excited for it to go to copy edits. I have no clue how long it'll take to get it back from there. But yeah, then I get another little chunk of money that it's just going to sit in a bank account. I don't know what to do with it. I haven't touched it. Anyway, it's going to sit there until I figure out what I'm supposed to do with it. But in my contract, that delivery and acceptance date has an official deadline of February 28th. So as all things in contracts, it seems like it's flexible. If for some reason it takes me longer or it takes my editor longer to review it once I've sent it back and it's not approved by the end of this month, that's not like a big deal necessarily. It just is sort of like, oops, we didn't meet the deadline. Oh well, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm going to meet the deadline. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. I will finish this before the end of the month for sure, and in time to get it back to her so she has time to review it and everything. I don't think that'll be a major issue unless it comes back with some sort of absolutely major change she wants to be made, but I really don't think that's going to be an issue. So I'm very confident I'll be able to have it finished in time, but there will be like a deadline time crunch issue here or component to this. And it'll be, I mean, it's a 90-some thousand word book. And so there's going to be a lot to go through, I assume. And I will need to just like buckle down and, you know, get it done. I'll let you know as soon as that email hits my inbox. But for now, I'm going to end this clip and I'll see you later when I have some line edits to work on. Hello everyone, it's a few days later. I am in this outfit. It's a sweatshirt with a sweater over top of it because I'm naturally freezing. It's like 70 degrees outside. It doesn't matter anyway. I also might sound a little funky because I am super congested and I don't know what was going on. Last night I started just like sneezing, like allergy crap, and I was like, absolutely not. So I took an Allegra, like off-brand Allegra pill, which did help, but then at 3:30 this morning I woke up like unable to breathe. So I've basically been awake since 3:30. I kind of dozed off again at some point and then my alarm went off. So I'm like, I really feel like not super great. But you don't care about the weather, you don't care about my fashion choices, I hope, because that is not what's happening on this channel. And you probably don't really care about my congestion issues. I did, however, just receive the line edits back from my editor. So my day just got so much better. Unless she just like trashed the book, then the day maybe will get worse very shortly. I haven't even opened the email yet. I just saw it come in. So let's open it and get started on the next phase of editing this freaking book for like the 7,000th time. All right, so I'm just gonna read her email first, download everything and get looking through everything. So here I go. Okay. She's the best. I just love her. Okay, so she's got in-document comments here that she says. She also has some track changes. I think I've said this in previous videos, but I really love how she approached like the dev edit stuff, and then she's doing like the same thing with these line edits where she's like, these are my suggestions, take them if you agree with them. If you don't, like, that's fine. This is your book. And so I just feel like she makes it really clear that these are just, you know, it feels very, again, collaborative to work with her, which I like that kind of approach. And so, yeah, she said also, this is terrifying. She said she presented the book to the marketing, publicity, and sales teams yesterday as part of a launch meeting for the spring 2027 books, which was, that's crazy. She said people are excited about it. Bridgerton, if you're watching that, it just, like, the new season came out whenever it was, last week or something, so, you know, that hopefully that'll help with people being excited. So anyway, all right, so let me open this document. Also, I think this is kind of hilarious. She's titled the file as Rogue's Guide Draft 2, which for her, this is Draft 2, but for me, this is Draft, like, freaking 11 or 12, whatever it is at this point. Oh, man. All right, let's see what we're working with. Oh, and she said in her email, hold on, it's going to take it like 7 hours to open because it's such a big file. She said she'd love to have the manuscript ready for copy edits in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which is like the date according to my contract. I will definitely get it back to her by then. She said if the two of us need to go back and forth like another little time to do any little final tweaks before it goes to copy edits, she was like, we can do that. But like, even in this email, she has said nothing about that like due date that's in the contract. So again, I feel like it's like a fake date or something. I don't understand. I don't understand how that works. But anyway, okay. Also, she said literally nothing about the word count. Yes, I'm right at like 96,000 with this one. So, oh my gosh. Okay, let me look at literally everything. Oh, she just she just emailed me again. Hold on. She said, sorry, just realizing I forgot to add one note to the document. So she's reattaching the final version. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's open it. There are 165 comments and less than 100 like track changes in here. 250 revisions. That sounds great to me. Hold on, it's freaking out over here. I'm getting rainbow spinny wheel from Word, of course. Let me just look at the document. All right. I'm so excited to look at all this. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's put in little like, just like reaction kind of comments too, which I love. There's one line in here that I think almost every person who's read it has commented on, whether that was critique partners, beta readers, my mentor, like, I feel like everybody's commented on this line. It's in chapter 2. I definitely will not be deleting it. And she's commented on it too about just like, oh, this is so good. So that's fun. It's so funny because like I've written, some of this stuff is literally lines that I wrote 2 years ago. 2 years ago, hoping that they were like somewhat humorous or like, you know, would give a certain effect to a reader. And it's like, I'm finally getting to see some true, I mean, I've gotten reactions from other people too, of course, but it's fun to see the reactions like, okay, good, this line is landing the way I was hoping it would. So far, I'm like, yeah, okay, totally agree. It's, again, very like little things where, you know, there's a few spaces where she's just like, I don't know if we need this. Like, you could just cut it and make things a little more concise. So I'm like totally fine with that. So far, I'm on page 22, so maybe I'll completely disagree with something in a little bit. Okay. A bigger cut here. Ooh, that's interesting. So this one is a bigger cut. She's suggesting cutting the chapter at a different point, which I don't necessarily think is a bad idea. We'll think about it. One of the things that has helped me when I go through feedback is knowing that I'm just like reviewing stuff right now. I don't have to make a final decision about literally any of this right now. I'm just taking it in. And I think too, like and I'm sure I'll see something in here that I'll be like defensive about, and that's okay to feel like, oh no, she didn't get it, you know. But I find that with the pieces of feedback where you immediately feel like really defensive over it, like that's fine to feel that way, but just set it aside. Just set it aside. It could be for a day or a week or whatever. Just kind of let it roll through your head and carefully consider it. It's so hard to be objective when you're evaluating this kind of thing. But try to be objective and then, you know, go with what you think is best, of course. But yeah, I don't have to choose anything right now. I'm just reviewing it. Ooh. She has a note in here about, oh, I hope we see this character again. What an interesting comment to make. Do you need to go potty? Hold on, I gotta take Nahan potty. I'm back. Oh, she's pointed out one little paragraph I have in here in chapter, I think this is chapter 10. I'm on page 100. I like this little piece too. I forget when I added it. It was kind of a later edition, but I really like, it's like a focus on like a little tiny moment and sort of drawing it out. And I do also like how that one works out. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good. I divide my books when I'm thinking about them into 4 acts. I use a 4-act structure. And so for me, act 2 is like, if you're using Save the Cat, it would be like the fun and games section. And so in this book in particular, it's very much like the section where they're really getting to know each other and starting to kind of like each other and all that kind of stuff. And so that section is really fun because they're going out and doing fun things, and you know, the relationship is building, which is obviously what readers are interested in reading in a romance novel. And then as soon as you get past like the midpoint and you're into act 3, there's not anything at the beginning of that act where it's like, oh no, everything's ruined. It's sort of this slow decline into negativity between the two main love interest characters. And I've always kind of been like, I hope it doesn't lose steam. Obviously, it's really fun to read about 2 people who are falling for each other. And then it's like heartbreaking to read about them having issues. And so I've always wondered, like, I hope the second little portion of the book isn't like, I don't know, not depressing, but just like not as fun to read. And she's made a comment that she says the second half of the book is, she really enjoys it because there's all this extra tension in what was looking like it was going to be a good relationship. So that's nice to know. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, there's a little interaction between the heroine and one of the guy friends and like a side character. It's a little short thing that I added, and she says that she likes it a lot, so I'm glad because I also like how it turned out. Okay, I added Easter eggs in this book for myself in case certain other things don't happen for me. And so she's like, ooh, what's this? And I'm like, he's like the bad guy in another book. That's hilarious. All right, so I finished. I've read through everything. I'm very happy. She has a lot of really great suggestions. She has some, like they'll be very easy and quick to implement. There's other suggestions that I like a lot. I'll just have to figure out like how exactly I want to like reword things or rephrase things or whatever to fit it in. There's maybe only 1 or 2 comments where I'm gonna have to think about them a little bit. I don't think they're bad suggestions. I just am wanting to make sure that if I change the way something is, it's not going to mess up stuff for later on, you know? So anyway, on the whole, I'm feeling very good about this. 2 to 3 weeks to finish all this is easily doable. I'm pretty dang sure. So that won't be a problem. I'm so glad that she likes the panorama. And I can't wait to send this back to her because I get to answer some. So she was asking some questions about some things that I can't tell you about, certainly. And so I'll get to tell her what I have in mind. And I think she'll enjoy that. So, okay. So I'm not doing anything with this right now. I'm just going to let it sit. Just sort of like let myself sit with it for a little while. And I'll get into, I guess, actually starting edits in a little bit. There's another project I was working on, it's not even a beta read. I'm not sure what to call it. I'm reading somebody else's book and I owe them some feedback on that. So I kind of was wanting to finish just reading through the book first. I'm not really close to done. I'm a little over halfway. So I might kind of like power through that later tonight, and then come back to this tomorrow morning. Hopefully not as congested and gross. That would be a plus for me. Or this is actually me being sick and it'll be even worse tomorrow. We'll find out. But anyway, I'm going to email her back just like, yay, got it. Thank you. And yeah, then I'll be back once I have some actual work to do. I mean, I have the work to do, but I'm actually going to start the work in the next clip. Oh my gosh, hi. Remember on Thursday when I was like, oh, my allergies are really bad today? Turns out it wasn't allergies, it was actually me being ill. So by Thursday night, I was miserable. Friday, I called out of work sick. I was sick Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Welcome to Monday. I'm at like 80% today. I was noticeably better when I woke up this morning, but I'm still just like super congested and like the energy level is so low. So anyway, but this is the best I've felt since Thursday. I made my beautiful little checklist for what I was going to do, and I'm already extremely behind. I still am not feeling great. I'm so annoyed because I've done nothing. Like, you know, what are you going to do? I got sick, but I'm still so annoyed. Here's my plan for today. Because I'm feeling a little better, I'm going to abandon the plan. The plan was to go through each chapter in chronological order and do the edits suggested in each chapter. Some of the edits, like, I don't feel like any of these edits are difficult, but some certainly require more brain power than others. And the ones that require a heightened amount of brain power, I'm just like, I don't want to mess with that right now because I'm afraid I'm going to do something stupid in my sick mental state, whatever's happening up here. What I'm going to do instead, to get something done, I'm like, I gotta get something done. I'm gonna go through the manuscript as much as I can today. I'm not gonna push myself. We're gonna do as much as I can. I'm just gonna focus on the edits that are like super easy, or I'm either just like, yep, accept the change, or, you know, it requires a 1-word change, or like something super minor. Like, I can do that. So I'm gonna go through and do those. There are some chapters where there's literally just one line edit suggestion and it's easy and I can just say, yep, that looks good, and change it how she suggested, or, you know, reword one sentence or something. And then I'll at least be able to check off some of these chapters, and that'll be something done. The original due date, like I think I said in that previous clip, is the 20th. It's currently the 9th and I've done nothing. That's like really bugging me. It's fine. I'm still gonna get it done by the 20th. What I had in my little plan here was, though, to have it done on the 15th, and then I would have several days where I could like read through the whole thing again, just to make sure everything with the new changes lines up and there's no inconsistencies or weird stuff that crops up because of the changes I've made. If I don't have time to do that, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I don't feel like that's gonna be a huge issue. I do have a 3-day weekend this coming weekend. It's President's Day weekend here in the US. So I feel like I can, if I'm 100% by that weekend, which I should be, that's, you know, several days from now, I should be able to just like crank through a whole bunch of this if I have focus. So anyway, that's my plan for the day. Hopefully this clip wasn't super disjointed. I'm gonna get some work done. It's like 10 o'clock right now. So let me get some work done as much as I can. without taxing myself. And then that's gonna be it for today. So I've got my vitamin water, sugar-free vitamin water. Okay, this was another thing. Because I don't feel like I get sick all that often, so I was like, what should I eat? I mean, I know I'm supposed to like drink water or whatever. Oh, who wants to do that nonsense? I feel like a lot of the suggestions for sick foods are like so full of sugar. They're always like, drink some ginger ale. It's soda, so it has all the sugar in it. Drink like Gatorade or vitamin water or like something with electrolytes. There's tons of sugar in all these drinks. Jello is another one where they were like, you can have Jello. Jello has tons of sugar in it. I was like, I don't want to be consuming 58 grams of sugar in a soda or whatever while I'm ill. Like, that doesn't seem like a good idea. So anyway, I bought a bunch of like sugar-free Jello. Thank God for grocery delivery. If we have one good thing that's come out of COVID, it's the fact that like grocery delivery is readily available. I used that several times the last couple days because my husband's also been out of town. Oh, that was the other complication, is that was great. So anyway, so I've been drinking this, which is just water with like added vitamins and minerals or something. And it tastes good. So that's the other thing, like with water, because it doesn't taste good, I'm not reaching for it, and then I'm just not drinking it most of the time. So I was like, I need something to encourage me to drink as much as possible. And I got lotion-y tissues. I splurged on the lotion tissues. I've gone through 2 boxes. So anyway, let me get to work over here and get some of these chapters checked off. All right, it is almost 11 o'clock. I've gotten through 3 chapters, good for me. I did chapters 1, 2, and 4. I skipped 3. I started looking through 3, and there were a lot of like chunky comments, and I was like, I'm not even gonna read these. So I just skipped chapter 3 and did 4, which was a lot easier. So anyway, I've gotten 3 done. I'm very happy with that. It's only 11 o'clock. I'm just feeling kind of like I need to eat something probably. And yeah, so I'm going to take a little break and maybe come back to this later this afternoon and get a little more done. We'll see. But I think for now, I'm going to say goodbye for this vlog. I will keep filming for you, and I'll have another video out, I guess, next week. Maybe wrapping this up. Honestly, I don't think this is going to take me all that long. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I should have at least one more video working through these line edits. And yeah, that's it. I'm too tired to think of a good outro. So if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. It's been a little goofy recently for various reasons, but hopefully we'll be back to like a normal video schedule in the near future. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.